Welcome to the Honesty Club podcast.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Sarah Joy.
We've been friends for over a decade, and at this point, we've talked about everything.
Each week, we'll take a hot topic and give our honest takes. And even better, we're inviting you to be a part of the conversation by submitting your stories and thoughts.
Laugh a little, learn a little, and even feel free to disagree.
You're invited to join the Honesty Club. All right, everybody, welcome to the Honesty Club.
Welcome.
We're sitting in a bit of a new spot.
Yeah.
And
got some special people here.
with some really special people.
Yeah.
We have our husbands today on the podcast.
Yay. New faces.
So welcome, Matthew and Peter.
Say hello.
Hey. All right.
And we're going to be interrogating them today. I'm kidding. It's
No.
going to be just a good, fun episode.
It's going to be a fun time. Yeah.
This is probably like, Kelly was like, this is now or never.
No, it
to
really,
record this.
it really is. So I kept thinking the days, the weeks, they're going by.
Yeah.
Things are happening. We got to get this in. And we've shared our perspective every left or right way.
Yeah.
About being pregnant. So we're
We've
like,
exhausted
let's
it.
bring the husbands in.
Yeah.
Let's see what they think.
Exactly. So we're just going to ask him some questions today about basically what they're looking forward to.
Yeah.
And what it's like to be a girl dads.
Yeah.
So-
Because this is new for them too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've had to deal with things.
Exactly.
Deal with us.
Exactly. Okay, my first question, this is, I'm sorry, not what we've prepped you for. But there is a saying, or, it goes to be said, that the men kind of go through pregnancy cravings and stuff too. Do you feel like you've enjoyed food more or, I don't know, like taken on a new facet of life in the past several months? Please answer.
Please answer.
Since this is the Honesty Club podcast, honestly, I think I've started a bacon phase.
Oh.
So that's been really good.
Oh, a bacon. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like baking.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, what are you baking?
Well, I'll eat baked goods too, but
yeah.
I can say, I feel like I have an answer that Kelly's going to know. So, and maybe you can say it and I'll just say that you're right. But yeah, there's certainly been it's almost like an exposure to food I wouldn't always normally eat. Not that that's bad. And therefore, man, there's one thing in particular that there's one place I'm always thinking about.
What is it?
Hat Creek Burgers.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
barbecue?
No, Hat Creek burgers. But anyways, I just feel like it wouldn't have been if it not for the pregnancy and like trying almost like new things. And that certainly made some new cravings.
Impression.
Yeah.
It's true. Whenever, at the beginning, I was very nauseous and certain things would be good and certain things weren't. And every now and then, this place near our house, Hat Creek, was the thing I wanted.
Yeah.
And so we kind of got used to it. And so every now and then today, we're like, let's get Hat Creek.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there.
That's what restaurants want. Restaurants want you to like have a habit.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
They got
yes,
us.
we want to be your routine.
They're
Peter's,
pretty good.
I was going to say, Peter's is Chick-fil-A. I mean,
Well,
that's not new,
everybody's.
but I do think it's accelerated. Would you say it has?
Not necessarily. I appreciate them, and
I appreciate it.
yeah, once a week. I think that's fair.
Last week?
But last week was an exception. Yeah, that was last week was a memorable milestone. Yeah.
Some weeks are like that.
Yeah.
You're
He's always
just-
excited when he gets to go. So,
Same. I feel that too. I
Yeah.
love Chick-fil-A.
yeah.
Nuggets.
Kelly, do y'all have any life updates? I mean, we had a wild storm last night. So, I mean, that's kind
Yeah.
of fresh on my mind.
It's true.
What was it like for you guys?
It was rough. We power outage 2:30 a.m. And the thing was, I woke up before it happened, and I heard our air doing weird things, and I was like, "Oh dear, what is happening?"
yeah.
And then I heard, and then all of a sudden, just gone, and everything turned off. My fan, my air fresh, whatever you call it, filter things. And I was like, no, this is not good because, I'm already, been very
Hot.
warm.
Yeah.
And I love to sleep in the cold. And I was already struggling to sleep. So then that on top of that was just nightmare. So then I'm also thinking about how long is this going to be? And usually our power goes back pretty quickly. This time it was taking forever. We slept through the night. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, our fridge, our food, we're going to lose all our food. I'm hungry right now, like as I'm trying to go back to sleep. I'm thinking about breakfast and what I want to eat for breakfast. And then I was thinking all our food's going to be gone. And I just started bawling.
So sad.
So I just wake up I noticed and was like, oh my gosh. And then just having to like talk down like, oh, the food, like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it sucks that I can't go to sleep. And then also like the food, don't worry at all. Like we'll just buy it all new. Don't even think about that. Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It's just tough. Yeah.
It was rough. But
It is.
it came back.
I was
in
ready to
time.
rally. I texted you. I said, hey, if your power
Yeah.
doesn't come back on, we'll come rescue your food. You know?
That was so nice. Thankfully, we left our house early the morning, and I think it was like 30 minutes later it had come back on. So I think we were good.
Matthew, did you sleep through the storm, or did it wake you up?
It woke me up. It was just the change in all the noises. Like she said, like some silent, that stuff shouldn't be silent. But then the lightning was like literally a nightclub. Like somebody's flicking the lights, and I've never seen lightning like that, just nonstop. And
No,
I was
it was
like,
insane.
It was like, is this a storm or is it like the eclipse delayed? Something else? No,
Yeah.
not really. But it was wild. It was a weird.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay, Peter. Do you remember any of the storm?
I feel like this is a fixed question. No, I slept through the storm, and it was great. And
It's a Jesus moment.
yeah, I had a Jesus moment. I slept through the storm, but I just remember waking up, hearing thunder, and thinking, "Oh, this is wonderful," and then, but not knowing nearly how intense it was. Yeah, in other places.
Did you see any of the crazy lightning?
No, I just.
Well, I was disappointed because thankfully we didn't lose power.
Yeah, that was really
So
good.
I honestly feel like I could sleep through most things, but the second the fan goes off, you're like,
Yes.
what happened? The atmosphere shifted. This is not okay. So you have my empathy.
Yeah.
Because that's
We're like
rough.
little babies with sound machines.
Yeah. It's like, where'd the air go?
Exactly.
But yeah, I was awake and it was like such loud thunder and lightning, just flash, 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 flash.
Crazy.
And I was like so disappointed because I was up and I was like, I can't go back to sleep. And
Yep.
this is the perfect sleeping weather. Like I
Yep.
would put this on, YouTube or something to
Yeah,
sleep
exactly.
to. And I have the real thing. And I was up till 5:30 or something.
yeah.
Like just not sleeping.
We were on the same schedule. We should
Yeah.
have texted each other.
Yeah, we should have collabed.
It's always the risk because you're like, maybe they're sleeping. I don't want to wake them up.
Honestly, just
You know?
text. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because Peter gets texts in the middle of the night, and it doesn't matter. Because
Okay.
his friends, shout out to Nigeria. They are on a different time zone, so I can tell. And so
True.
I'm like, oh, okay. They woke up over there.
Yeah. Well, mine's like silent, so I don't, unless I look at it, I
Yeah.
won't see it.
Yeah.
So, but I never know about other people.
Well, we're doing a fun, friend dinner tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to have curry. I was trying to think.
Can't
what's
wait.
something that I could make that wouldn't go straight acid?
Yeah.
And we usually make this spicy curry. What is it? Japanese curry?
Yeah.
And it's delish. And I love it spicy. But we had to tone it down.
Oh man, I hadn't thought about that. That you love the spiciness, but then this is
Yeah.
not the time for spiciness.
Not
Are
at
you
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's weird because I don't usually let up on the spice. I'm usually I can still do it, but it's just some stuff that just doesn't. I don't know. At the certain time of day, just like a heavier food,
Yes.
it's not going to be nice. So we are going to have a nice, very, very zero spice mild curry tonight.
But it was flavorful. I
Yeah.
tasted it, and
Yeah.
it's not lacking in flavor.
Yeah,
So.
and we have a surprise for you guys. We went to the store on an ice cream run.
Oh,
And I don't think we
yeah.
told you what we were getting.
No.
So we can spill the beans.
We have some surprise flavors.
We've got 3 Ben and Jerry's flavors.
Yeah.
So one is dirt cake, which Peter and I had dirt cake. My parents like randomly
I can't wait.
had one and they were like, here, do y'all want this? We haven't opened it. And so we tried. It was insane.
Love it.
Like it's like vanilla pudding with like fudge and like cookie crumbles. Like it was so good.
I was telling her I love real dirt cake, so I bet I'll love this.
Okay, yeah, I do like dirt cake.
You do?
Yeah, the one that your sister-in-law
Yeah.
made. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Second one.
Tiramisu.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And the third one is the tonight the tonight dough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
Which I don't think I've tried that one either.
I've only tried it once.
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
Honestly, Jimmy Fallon's got everything
I'm
you need
excited.
in an ice cream.
Love it.
So it's really nice.
I love cookie dough and ice cream, so you had me at dough.
Yeah, I think there's dough, there's caramel, there's. I
Ooh.
want to say there's like pretzel. I mean, he's got everything
Wow.
in it. It's so good.
I love it. I've been wanting ice cream too. So
It'll be great.
You sold me the second you said ice cream. I was like,
do you
Yeah.
want dessert? And you were like, yes, I do.
and then you said ice cream, and I was like, yes, I do.
Yeah, you're like, I had some cake disappointment recently, and
That was my today.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
No, I didn't say that.
It's gonna be a great night. We have curry and ice cream.
Exactly.
what could be better?
There you go.
And honestly, the ice cream, because it's milk based, it might help any acid that
Yeah.
tries
It
to
might.
come.
The chocolate might counteract it. I don't know.
Yeah, you never
We're
know.
not sure. We are not sure.
You never know what'll do it. It could be random sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I did one thing last night, and I'll end with this, and we'll move on to our questions for
Okay.
the guys. I did one thing that was surprisingly productive, and that was I was up, so I was like, let
Yeah.
me place a grocery order
nice
for pickup, and like placing it at 3:30 a.m.
Wow.
All the pickup windows were still open and free.
Amazing.
So I was able to do like 8 to 8:30, and it was still
Wow.
free. And I was like clear headed. I was thinking, okay, what else do I need? I was going through
Yeah.
the house in my head, like, what do we need in this room? What do we need in this room? You know, got,
Yeah.
like, all the things we need. And
I
placed my
love
pickup
that.
order. Woke up, drove there, got it.
Amazing.
That's making lemonade.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
That is so true.
It is.
If you're up, it's like, I might as well do something that
Yeah.
is productive.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I'll say, and then we can move on. Curbside delivery,
I know.
the best inventions that have been made.
I know.
Especially during like pregnancy.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's just been where it's at. But
Okay, so to kick it off, I want to hear from both of you for sure.
Yeah.
I think that I want both of you to answer one, like what it was like to find out,
yeah.
you know, that your darling was pregnant,
Your
and
darling.
two, like what was the first trimester like for you?
Oh, yeah.
Matthew can go first.
Okay.
Alrighty. We were traveling, you know, it's kind of like it was a hiking trip. Yeah, it was a hiking trip. Just, you know, domestic. So I remember it was like I had gone out for groceries or something, some random time in the middle of it. And so you're not with me when you find out. You know, I wasn't like in the other room. So I come back and there's a little bit of like this weird, kind of almost a vibe of like there's something, you know, but it's like I have the groceries and I don't know, I can just kind of, is there something? But then, or like, is she okay? Is there something like and then eventually it's like, I have something to tell you, and I can't remember your exact words, but just conveying it. And it just like, you're just like, it's like multiple ways of like levels of real and serious, but then like amazing. I'm just like basically a dream come true that I've been waiting for just for, you know, for so long. And then thinking of that it's you're pregnant, you know, like which is like, you know, just my sweetheart being pregnant. It's like, but then everything's going to change. It's going to be awesome that it will, but it probably took that whole evening to just like sink in waves was probably, the thing.
And y'all didn't tell everybody like right away, so then you were playing it cool, right?
Yeah, no, really. It was like between the two of us for example, like without even another soul for at least a couple of days. Yeah. At least until the, you know, closest kind of family member type person.
Yeah.
And you know, and friend, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then how's the first trimester?
okay. First trimester. Also like so totally new, just trying to like really just, you know, step up and be a man for you, and just do right, like make sure that you could like, okay, there's some relief here from, you know, how he's helping and things like that, but but also just down for anything. Like it's like watching how hard it is, like especially the food stuff, you know, the aversion stuff. It swings, so it's like you're like, is it crazy for us to get canes? And we've never gotten that in our lives. It was like that's one thing I could definitely eat tonight. It's like we are absolutely getting canes. Like that's an amazing idea. Set that
Like it's literally
signed, sealed, delivered. Like we're gonna get it. Like it's just like every time we're like whatever we can do. It's just like let's go the easy route. Yeah. So I'd say that was like the everyday kind of experience, but it was fun. I had a fun time.
That's good. Yeah, he was really great about it because I think we both didn't expect exactly that.
That's
where
true.
I would just be like down for the count.
Down.
I didn't really understand.
Couldn't cook. I like couldn't even go to the kitchen. I mean,
you couldn't sniff.
I literally couldn't. So
Yeah, I was like, oh,
so you were really great.
All right.
Well, first, I loved how they told us about their announcement. It was amazing. So I don't know if it was kind of custom fit for us,
It
right?
was, yeah.
Yeah, so they sent us a picture while they were traveling, and then it just said, you know, hey, mom and dad here, you know, checking in or something, and you know,
I think
hiking
we
on the
were
trail.
back though, right?
You were back, but you had just gotten back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just an amazing, unexpected kind of way to do that. So that actually inspired us later on, you know, when we were telling all of our family and friends, we're like, let's go the surprise route.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Get him with the surprise.
It was so happy and just so just over the moon for y'all. That was really cool. And for me, it was, I think, the first Sunday of this year.
Whoa.
And anytime you start the year, you're thinking about goal setting and what you want to accomplish and what's ready for you this year. And then in context for us, it was our vision conference for our church community.
Right.
And I got to be a part of kind of architecting that and, you know, speaking and shaping that. So it's Sunday morning on Vision Sunday, and I'm just, you know, doing my morning routine. I'm getting quiet. I'm, you know, reading and praying and things. And then Sarah Joy just sits right on the couch beside me and just basically, she probably said something, but I don't quite remember that part. And she just held the phone in front of me, and basically the phone told me that you were, quote, probably pregnant. and I was just thinking, okay, our year just happened really fast.
So quick.
This is our year. I now have a vision for the year. Right. So I don't have to wonder about that. And just very quiet at first, but processing it and just ultimately so happy. And I wanted to just be sensitive to what you were taking in and how you were processing this. And
Big life change for me.
For real.
But it was an awesome kind of let's go for it moment.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the first trimester for you?
It's been good. I'm thankful and
I didn't feel a thing.
I feel fine.
Trimester was, you know, January through Mexico. Yeah. So what was that like for you?
Well, I mean, I think our strategy was we were still kind of slowly sharing.
Yeah, we pretty much didn't share till 12 weeks, which is a week before second trimester. So
So
you were carrying a burden.
it was a lot. It was a lot of just quietly carrying this epic, this epic thing.
How did you do keeping a secret? Do you feel like you almost slipped or,
Good question.
you know?
There was one time. I don't even think you know about this.
Oh.
There was one time I almost slipped, but I recovered pretty quickly.
Tell me about it.
I was chatting with my parents, and it was after one of our church community gatherings, and they had asked some question or something like that, and I said, "No, you just have to think about this." You know, I'm trying to remember the context of it, but I just said, you have to think about this, like, afterwards, like, you know, let's hang out. Let's just bring all of our kids here. And I meant, like,
They're like, oh.
you know, all of us, all the families in the church and whatever. So that was a very quick.
Good
thing,
recovery.
but I panicked inside. I mean, I was like, what just happened? Yeah. But overall, it's super excited.
I was going to say, you had one moment where I thought you slipped. Okay. You posted a picture of us. You know,
this was unintentional. Yeah, totally. Totally unintentional. I have very big like reactions at times. And so I'll have like a, partial just flip. Yeah. I'll just really flip. And so I posted it. I liked the soundtrack. I thought it was amazing. And
we used it later on the announcement.
Right.
The actual video.
It was when
Full circle.
The song
Good
was
Day.
Good Day.
Yeah.
by Forrest.
Yeah, way to go.
It had like
Love you, bro. Can't wait to meet you. Whatever. Keep it up. Appreciate you.
Come on our podcast.
So, yeah. Write us a new outro. I don't know. Anyway, so he had posted a picture. We took a walk. He loves to take pictures of us when we're like out on a walk. So he posted one of those, and he put that song like on his story. Mm-hmm. But the part he put was
not what I put, just where it landed on the thing.
We weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I just uploaded it and I posted it.
he posted it.
And then
I play it, and it's like with baby in my arms walking through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Did you post that on purpose?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Baby in my arms," and he was like, "Oh, like I thought you're my baby." Like,
that is
You're
true.
my baby.
That's what happened, and I jumped. I mean, I
Jump
was
scare.
delete.
yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah.
That's so good.
That was one time I was thankful, that the algorithm didn't post my.
Yeah. It didn't go viral or anything.
No one's
Shadow
seen it.
banned.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's seen this.
Yeah.
And if you want to see our reaction to their news,
Oh, yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
you recorded it.
Yes.
And
That was
I
really
was shocked.
fun.
Oh yeah, that day was fun.
That was fun.
That was
and I
really
was
fun.
so shocked.
So unexpected. That was like, I thought the day was full. I was like, this is amazing. Like, we went to this cool new place, like restaurant. It's like, wow, great day. And then I'm like, huh? My brain couldn't.
I was so
process.
happy, but also I kind of felt bad. I felt like we really like
I love that.
put
To be
a
on,
little
like,
extra pressure on
this
y'all.
is so fun. I'll always remember.
Yeah. It was great.
It was kind of funny because y'all went in like, we're gonna surprise Peter with
Yeah.
this restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I was surprised. I loved it.
And then we were like, all right.
Double
you know.
surprise.
But I definitely, like, especially for Matthew, I know I really threw him off because it was my surprise tactic. And I was like, I'm going to shock Kelly, whatever.
Yeah.
But he was like, what have y'all been talking about? Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Like-
What?
How behind? Oh my gosh! I'm like,
He's like, how many
'cause then I-
podcast episodes did I miss?
Right. and and I would have if everyone was way too cool. I would have been like, stop, real quick. Are you guys? Because I'm sorry, but I'm catching up. And then it'd be like, okay, we're all getting surprised here.
Yeah.
And I tried to look at you for confirmation, like, is this real? Thinking I don't know why, but I was just losing it. And you looked stunned too. So I just like
I think the confirmation was Peter giggling in the corner.
I just tried to give that reassuring laugh,
great. That was-
like, haha, this is good.
Yeah.
This is happening.
like this is real.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, next we want to know, like, what's something that has surprised you about pregnancy? Yeah, go from there.
Sure.
Take it away, Matthew.
Okay.
You've had more experience.
This might be silly. Like I've always heard of morning sickness, so that wasn't a surprise. I didn't really know what it totally meant. Like the whole food aversion, it was a different, version of that than I realized. But I didn't realize how the energy thing, like how tired, and it makes perfect sense. I was like, oh yeah, of course you'd be. But it's like, I just never saw that in a movie or a TV show. I don't think, or I just didn't notice it. So it might sound silly, but I was like, I'm learning something for the first time. Tiredness is huge for when you're pregnant, and then everyone that like, so many people you talk to are like, oh yeah, I was so tired. I'm like, this is a thing. I missed this. So that was a surprise.
I think it was extra too because I was so like, well,
That's probably one of the only
drains
times you
you.
can feel okay.
yeah.
It's like sleeping.
Let me just
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
through this,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I mean, just everything's going on. It makes sense that you need
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So that's
Peter?
Maybe it's not necessary, but I kind of felt the parental pressure to like plan a lot, beforehand. So I really kind of got a crash course in like life. So I had to kind of compress a lot of seasons pretty quickly. And so that's kind of been this thing is gonna
I mean, I think
take off pretty quickly.
You were planning your year, and then you were like, now I have to say like the last quarter of the year like doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, you always kind of
sit down. Like,
you always think
anything that happens after is going to be bonus.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. But also like, I didn't expect so many decisions to be connected, so many decisions to be compounded. So you just kind of find yourself just falling into more and more layers of parenting as you kind of get into it. And so it's kind of like, oh, wow, we got to work on that too. Oh, yes. Then, that's coming up after that. So
Yeah.
just kind of opens you up to the preparation
It
part.
all flies at you so fast.
Okay. Moving on. This one, could get juicy, but share what you're comfortable with. What is something that, or like, how have you been learning about birth? How have you been preparing for that? And how do you feel like your readiness is?
Yeah, that's a
for,
good question.
for that event?
One more time.
As silly as it sounds, I have a book, and that's a primer
not
to
silly.
just better understand how to be present, serve, support, all that stuff. Also, just thankfully, I have great friends who have already been through that season, so I'm getting a lot of kind of just encouragement and coaching on a relational side as well. And then you are an amazing coach to me, and you are having a great time just kind of making sure I'm ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready for like the guts and glory?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
Ready or not.
yeah, I think
I ain't gonna take the place of no OB-GYN or anything. It's not gonna be me
Like,
by
I'm going to
myself.
deliver it.
I hope not.
No, like, I guess it's like related to cutting the cord. It's like, I think I could.
Yeah.
Whoa. My brother's a surgeon.
Yeah. That,
Not the same.
No, that's a joke, 'cause I think it's like opposite. Like, I don't know how well I handle that stuff at all. So,
yeah. Yeah.
are you,
You have more to add?
is there a plan for you to cut the cord, Peter?
I mean, I'm ready for anything. So I'm ready to go. I mean, I think my mindset is it's inevitable, and therefore it will be wonderful.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, here we go, all in. Let's make it great.
You're not wrong.
If he's cutting the cord, he's going to cut it close. He doesn't want that nub.
No.
Is there a choice?
I don't think that's how that works, but
Matthew.
So, okay, how am I getting prepared for the
Yeah.
the
how are
day?
you feeling
How,
about it?
So,
how have you
honestly-
how have you learned? And then what are you preparing for?
Learned a lot of different things, a lot more details. I mean, like, I feel like I knew from biology class and stuff, but I just mean about like from we're in it now, and what do we need to kind of have answered and stuff like that. So I'm still thinking, and we're pretty close about the things we need to answer, write down on paper. For example, one thing that was really cool advice from a friend, from church was, and I need to kind of actually execute this a little bit more, is having in my hand already a lot of answers that, to questions people would have for you, like birth plan stuff, and being able to be that steward, of the plan, where you can just relax, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to execute this vision, and here's the answer to every question. So looking forward to like being able to have that kind of active role, to just bless you if it does. But yeah, the actual like moment of it all, I feel like I don't know, maybe it's what I do with other things, but it's like it's coming. I'm not really thinking a ton about it one way or the other. I don't really have any kind of negative or even like nervous feelings. I just feel like, even though it may be kind of a lot of different emotions in the time, but mainly thinking about like you and Kelly, just making sure, think about how you're doing in the moment, and just paying attention to that. Kind of just like, if you need me holding your hand at your side, or you need me at any position, or whatever thing, I'll be there. If you need me to talk to the baby with my voice, I mean, like, whatever it is, I'll be ready for it.
And actually, a friend recently told me this to relate this to him, that you just need to go in, and like, what is the word? Anticipate
Needs?
my needs.
I did it.
Because
Just kidding.
Just anticipated.
yeah, exactly. Like, when I'm pushing, I'm gonna need some water.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to ask for it,
Stop.
So,
Oh, nice.
so like, here's your water.
I like it.
Yeah.
So just being the front man,
Note about water.
I like it.
No, that's good.
Like,
Yeah. No. Amen to that.
And I am a little nervous for him because he does get easily queasy
yeah.
with blood and
Easy queasy.
guts and glory. So I told him maybe you shouldn't look.
He's going to look.
He's gonna look. I'm like, I don't know what will happen to you. I saw this video of this other guy. They were in the hospital. He looked, and then he had to sit down because he was about to pass out. And I was like, oh no, this is gonna be Matthew. So like, maybe don't look. I don't know. Maybe if you get bold, you could do it and then sit directly down. But I was shocked that he wants to cut the umbilical cord. So that's a step in
It's not like
a direction.
It's not like a demand. It's just like, yeah, I'd be down.
I mean,
that
they
sounds
give
really
you
cool.
scissors, right?
Oh, just thinking about that.
See?
Whoa.
That's what happens. You get
No,
a
you
paper.
have to do like a serrated knife.
Yeah. It's a
It's
saw. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When I was working at Chick-fil-A, I remember working with this guy, and he was like, there was like shake base. Basically, I don't know how to explain it. It's basically, it's like sweetened condensed milk, but they put it as the base of a milkshake. So you do that, and then you put the ice cream, and then you blend it up. But it comes, you kind of put it up in this machine, and then you have to snip it to like get it open and ready. But it's like this thick kind of silicone tube.
Yeah.
And you got to snip it. And he's like, it feels just like an umbilical cord.
No.
Yeah.
He thinks of that every
Yeah.
time he cuts it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because he obviously had
He's
cut
like,
a
same
real one, right?
consistency, same. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
I know
something-
exactly what it feels
Okay.
like. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Take Peter back there. Yeah.
Start sniffing your shake base.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
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 It's gonna be here soon.
We'll see.
Okay, so what are you looking forward to being a girl dad? Like, what part about that is exciting?
I think we both said everything already.
Yeah.
I really am super excited about everything about being a girl dad, and just can't wait for it. And it's just going to be an amazing privilege,
Yeah.
just to raise her.
I keep having daydreams of like a little toddler, little girl, just like coming and just asking for something or whatever, and just listening to her and just her sweet, just like seeing her sweet face and her little sweet voice. So I feel like just that connection, just that little, just precious little person to you. I'm just kind of waiting to, can't wait to meet her.
I think y'all will be perfect girl dads.
Yeah. I agree.
You were built for this.
Yeah.
But also, okay, and you can share as much as you want, but before you knew it was a girl, did you have any thoughts one way or the other?
You mean like, did I have an inkling of what I thought it was likely going to be? Like a
That, but also
imagining-
like,
yeah.
were you like, oh, if I had a girl, this would be really cute and exciting, or if I had a boy, we'd do this together, like,
Yeah.
were you kind of going in a direction in your head with those thoughts?
I feel like for both, like before knowing anything, I've definitely thought of some things along both lines. Like how great this and this would be, with the boy, and then how awesome it'd be with the girl. Just everything I'm looking forward to for that. So that definitely also comes to mind, is just like seeing moments that are really cute. Just like people or an example, and just being like, oh, that's so cool. Like that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Did you have a hunch or no?
No, I don't think so. I feel like it was kind of like a blank slate of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But then it just feels right.
No, that's so true. It does feel right after you know what to expect. But I was pretty blank. I was pondering, what I need to be.
That is almost hard for me to believe because you call everything.
I was pondering. Yeah, I was pondering for sure. But I didn't say anything and didn't want to make any kind of move or motion because I knew whatever, we end up expecting, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to really keep that, special. And
Right.
instead of having any sense of disappointment, I just was reserving, kind of suspending any call until that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, when the cannon went off, I was shocked, happy. But it was more of just the surrealness of like, this is really happening.
Yeah.
So it
Reality
was kind of like
hits.
things sped up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe you guys can give us some advice, but like, how did y'all work together to find a name? And how long did it take you?
Felt like it took forever, but honestly, okay, I had seen this TikTok video of this lady talking about some girl. It was in a negative way. It wasn't even positive. But all I remember, I don't remember what she said about her. I just remember her saying the name. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty name. Like, I like that name. So I kind of kept it in my head. And I think I even shared it with you eventually.
Right.
Like, I don't think I said it right away. I think it was like a little while. I was like still thinking about that name. And I was like, I'll mention it. See what he thinks. Because I knew he was a little bit more on the picky side. He just had some requirements.
Yeah, I 5-syllable names from the Old Testament are just, not my wheelhouse. That makes me picky.
What else is picky? What else?
I don't know. He just, again, like I told y'all this the other day, he didn't like anything that would resemble anything near a boy name.
Yeah.
So,
It just
like, it should not even sound close
No,
to
Peter
a boy
is
name.
very adamant as well.
Yeah. So,
He's playing it cool over here, but he's like,
yeah.
absolutely not.
And then, I don't know. I just felt like because of those two things, I was like, I don't know what he's going to like.
eliminated your whole list.
Well, I didn't have a list. I just wasn't sure what he
I
would
get you.
be okay with. So then when I heard that the name that we chose, I was like, I don't know. Is he going to think that's too like old school or what? And then I shared it with him and he liked it, but we still had not settled on it. I just kind of threw it out there. Yeah. And honestly, I don't even feel like you gave me like, oh yeah, like it was like oh yeah, that's nice. Like, but then we moved on and we tried to like go through a book and we were like, let's see what we like together, and that didn't help us. So,
and there was one or two. It's not like that we're like, oh, they're it too, or in the running, but it wasn't the only one that was like, oh, that's good. Like I think we both like it. So every so often, I felt like just once or twice we had these like, okay, neither of us like, oh, that's not just confirming. What about this one? And I think I even came up with something like that too, where I didn't think like I really wanted to be this. It was just checking like this kind of sounds kind of cool to me, and I've thought it through a little bit. But it's definitely not like a for sure. What do you think? And then just seeing if we would land on the same page. Right. So that's how I felt like.
Yeah, I always forget. We did have like two other names that we were kind of thinking about. And then I was even going to be like, let's play how we play the movie game and we like write down movies?
Yes.
I was like, let's just do that. It doesn't mean we have to land on it, but like it would be fun to just see what we both bring to the table. Yeah. It's kind of like your app.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I'm glad you found that. But that didn't we never got to it. And so eventually time just went on and I was just thinking about names again and I thought about that name again and there was a few things that like the meaning and it all led to I think I really love this name. And by the time I had said that to him, he was like, I've been thinking about that name too.
Yeah.
Aww.
And so I was like, okay, this is it. But it did feel like it took forever.
It's true. I feel like I feel like we were in the phase of people asking, do you have a name? Do you have a name? Do you have a name? Like
all
forever.
they're
I was
doing
like,
now.
how am I in this for 12 months where people are asking me and I don't have it yet?
I feel like they asked us day one. I mean, I'm like,
It's like when you
What?
get engaged and they're like, when's the date? And
Yeah.
you're like, I just got engaged.
literally, that's how it felt. I was
Again,
like,
if anyone's listening and you did ask me, I'm not saying that it was irritating or anything. It's like exciting, and they're excited, and that's actually
Yeah.
really endearing. They're like, that's so sweet, that's awesome. I just don't have an answer. I'm like, honestly, and I'm not. I hope you don't get upset. I'm not blowing it off. I really I don't even know when I'm gonna know. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you'll know soon.
well, some people were a little too shocked. I'm like, we could find out in the hospital if we wanted.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
spicy.
Excuse me. And I really thought we were going to do that.
Kelly, were you picky as well or no?
I mean, I don't know. Picky in a different way, I think. I think I was more open to things.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, oh, rule it. Now, I agree. There's some weird names out there that I was like, no, thank you.
Unfortunately, I think I've been the picky one. Do you agree?
Yeah.
For
But it's good,
the listeners out there, Peter said yes.
yeah.
It's okay. It's good. It's an important decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be patient and
Yeah, that's
trust the
good.
Lord, and it'll be
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I love how y'all have such a beautiful story, how you actually came to it, and then it just really, after you went through that process, it became really the only
Yeah.
choice. It was
True.
like, yeah, this is
Yeah, just
this is the destination.
right.
Yeah.
Like biblical meaning and stuff are just really sweet.
Yeah. So that's what you want.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. We want to know what's something from your childhood that you want to repeat with your daughter and kids. Not everyone all at once.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I have like what sounds like a more serious one, and then more like fun, light one.
So
Have you?
I have not heard this.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Not super serious, but like I remember we did like family devotionals, like especially when I was a little kid, tailored towards little kids. Like from some biblical stuff, but then also including like creation stuff. So I just remember like it being really sweet, and looking back and it feeling just so normal and stuff, and just like that. That was really endearing, and made a big impact and stuff. And then another thing is, the light thing. It's we went to the beach like crazy. Being in southeast part of Houston, it's like a 40-minute drive, and my parents, I guess, both really just liked it. So I feel like it was every other weekend. It was just all the time. Eventually, they got a beach house for a little time, and then so I just feel like we both like the beach, and having them learn to like the beach, and like how can you have life without this thing? That's something that I love to instill.
Amen. I love the beach.
That's really good. So I'm working on a water slide. No, I'm really grateful that we got to travel and like share experiences.
Nice.
So I want to, be intentional about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also just the value of serving people. That was always like a big impression. I heard somebody say, if you want your kids to be normal, teach them how to serve others.
Wow. That's good.
And I was like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if
That was my breakthrough.
Yeah. But that, I think just having a servant heart and compassion and generosity, those are values that, will hopefully be transferable. So,
Yeah.
and then just the fun piece, just being really intentional about fun and community, and it really does take a whole tribe.
Village. Yeah.
So we're really grateful that we get to go through this fun adventure with y'all, and that's been like a huge blessing to have y'all and others to share this with. So, in fact, I was really kind of thinking about that and maybe overthinking a little bit, saying, "Okay, Lord, how do we really help this human, have a good life and just remain a straight arrow?" And it was just kind of like this moment of realization, like, okay, what helped you? And I remember thinking, oh, well, I had just a handful of really good friends that loved the Lord and, just made life really fun.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like this chain reaction realization. Oh yeah, this wonderful daughter is going to have the same thing.
Yeah.
They have literally our friends, the handful of friends that we have, are now going to be the friends.
And they all just had daughters.
Yeah.
So it's just this wild kind of
perfect.
generational moment
Yeah.
to see, and then you kind of zoom out and think, oh, wow, is it possible, that we are a part of this beautiful big story, to think that this was God's kindness to even connect families over time to, help generations out. So
Yeah.
I just think that's amazing.
We're building our community.
Exactly. Do it for the community.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is 100% like not a dig at how
Yeah.
you're raised or anything, but what's something that you want to do differently from the way that you were raised? Because there are things that you can improve upon, or every generation should be getting better. So what's something that not necessarily you wouldn't repeat, but that you would do differently from the way that you were raised, and something that you're looking forward to? Maybe it's something that you've dreamed up all together, on your own, like
Right.
just
They didn't
something
even
that's
do it
different,
all.
or maybe it's something that you're like, I saw how this worked and I want to do this instead. Be like,
Yeah.
Or I was allowed to watch Power Rangers and absolutely not.
Yeah. You got anything?
Yeah, sure. One thing that comes to mind that may be like has to do with circumstances, but you can control it a little bit, and it's maybe more of a blessing. I think of just one of the first things that came to my mind. It was being like physically closer to family, and then as well as making that effort to even family that takes going to getting to see them, more often. It was one thing that just was not, and I'm not faulting. Like it's actually like I kind of understand why it was like literally hard or not possible. Even like it had to do with even outside of my folks' or all of our choices, like people spreading out, which is they have to do it for jobs. So I'm just thinking about the fact that like we think we will get to like on both sides, and just really having that normal kind of connection where they're like, oh yeah, of course my cousin's this person I know like super, super well and see all the time. Those kinds of things. Like that's going to be, I think, something that I'll enjoy seeing. That'll be different, but kind of in a better way. Yeah.
That's true.
So these are not decisions yet, but these are things that I'm just considering and thinking about. One is the idea of visibility. What I mean by that is growing up, my siblings, we had a lot of visibility in our world, at least. So I'm thinking about that. And now with social media, there's a lot of maybe incentive to post your kids and share your every milestone and moment, and maybe even encourage your kids to be these personalities online. And I have thoughts on that. And then the second is just the idea of like homeschooling. So so I'm thinking about that.
What lessons will you teach? What subject?
Which classes will I take on? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, he says.
Matthew will teach, aeronautical engineering or whatever.
Not that public school was bad for me, but
Kind of. No.
but I think number one, school is different.
Yeah.
A lot different now than it was.
Right.
And I do believe this kind of goes into a whole another kind of vein, but I think we do need to be, salt and light in schools and in other places. But I would rather adults take the lead instead of making kids go somewhere that, we may or may not get to go to. So I'm not set on just kind of romanticizing public school as a mission field.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that would have to be their choice. That would have to be something that, the Lord put in their heart to do. Because I think...
Which is saying you probably don't get that mission in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit all or nothing.
Yeah.
At that point.
And
yeah.
I think the word picture is, arrows, right? Kids are like arrows. You want to aim them.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about how do you aim them to, shoot straight and fly far.
Yeah.
And so that's a big deal there. I don't think it's just a nuclear family solution. I think it's definitely a community thing, but that's something I'm thinking about. And then 2 other things. I'm thinking about what would inspire them to live an adventurous, generous life.
Yeah, I love it.
How do you not grab, that's probably a weird way to say it, but how do you inspire their heart? Yeah. What would communicate and convey to them that living an adventurous, generous life is worth it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that if you have to have a structure, it may or may not help with that. So, you know what I mean? So I think...
Like a school structure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think we are probably going to think about that. And then last thing is skills that will help them excel in the future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really thinking about, and that's what I mean by like parenting questions. Mm-hmm. Like I'm totally thankful and present for where we are now, but I kind of feel like I'm already kind of leaning into some of these other topics, such as education or whatever. So future skills are important. And
Truly.
I'm thinking, the ethics of their world is going to be so different than what the ethical challenges, the complexities of just what they're going to have to navigate. And so we want to really serve their generation and figure out how they can be a straight arrow.
Yeah.
Fly far.
It's so true.
So I think it'd be fun to inspire the entrepreneurial imagination. Did I say it right? Entrepreneurial. Yeah, I felt it. But to give them that spark of imagination for entrepreneurship at a young age. Mm-hmm. And that actually that is a little bit different than the way I was raised. So to give them maybe a little different language instead of you've already inherited your mission, your job, but to say, hey, we're going to walk with you and we're going to help you discover it.
I love that.
So that's just something that I'm also thinking about.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I want to say, I don't know if it was like more of a parenting question or more of a school question. Peter and I were kind of talking about this. Like, what's one thing that you want to do differently with your kid? He just said math. Like, she needs to learn math.
Same.
I'm serious. Literally, I can take you to the year, the teacher, the classroom that I was like ambushed.
Oh gosh, no.
Against just life. I mean,
I got a revelation. I did not at all times and every year just like, oh, I love math and I'm the best at math. Math's amazing. I do like math a lot and it's important to what I do and all that. But man, I had some whole years worth of time where I'm like, math sucks. I'm really bad at math. Math's just really hard. And it doesn't mean that like I couldn't probably have even done it then, but sometimes it's just a bunch of factors of like, it wasn't in the right way or at the right time. You know what I mean? Like I didn't catch it this time. And so I just like, I can relate with like, I remember being, not to say that it's all the same, just saying even I kind of know, and it's just maybe hopefully encouraging to go like, it doesn't mean all hope is lost for if you're thinking in terms of the kid, like maybe they can relearn to like it.
yes.
And I let's just say I've told people this. If you wanted to torture me, put me on an island and make me do math. That is how far math hits in my heart for me.
Yeah.
And I remember this one time my mom, she wanted me to watch this video, this lady teaching math, and I fell asleep. And she got so mad. But it literally put me, maybe I need to watch that video so I'll sleep at night.
There you go.
There we go. I'm bringing that back. But I'm hoping she gets your love for math and not a hatred.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't totally innate with no, interruption.
Well, that's disappointing.
No. It's an encouragement. It's just
I know.
When was your revelation?
For me?
Yeah.
When did it? That's a good question. It was quite a journey educationally. I had a real slump there where there was all these words I didn't understand because it was a foreign language, even including math. Yeah. Anyways, but I'd say it's almost like trying to persevere through some of that stuff, and then math being easier than something else that's a lot more of the language. There's just different times. There's certainly bright spots where it's like, hey, this actually made sense. Cool. It's kind of fun when it makes sense, or it's kind of like not fun, but it feels good to feel like you get it. You know what I mean? And then I get what they're trying to do. So just knowing what that was like, and then that maybe becoming more of a thing the older I got. So probably kind of gradual, but by the time I was like end of middle school, and then onward, I was like, this one is it for me. And then I'll say this: the pain you described, having to do like a book report, having to like come up with, especially a creative writing, like come up with words, put them on a page. And it's like, people talk about writer's block. Writer's block isn't like a moment for me. Writer's block is a lifestyle. It's just that feeling of like, I am blocked with respect to creative writing class. I mean, I feel like I could, in the end, there were some good techniques people helped me with, but that's how I can relate with you, was like, well, I know that's not it for me. So this other stuff's not so bad.
Yeah.
I feel like with language, there's so much nuance, especially with English.
Yeah.
And then with biology, history, it's so many memorizations.
Yeah.
And then math is like a system. And like once you learn just the rules,
Right.
like you can do it.
Exactly,
So it is like,
Never learned them.
there's a sense where it's like, it is easier. Now I'm like, algebra was like, whew, like I slid through, but not well. And, I mean, I did okay, but it was a very conscious effort. But as far as like useful math to me, I get that you probably use, Pythagorean's theorem or whatever, but I don't use that really in my life. But as far as like accounting math goes, like I love it.
Wow.
I love money math.
Wow.
So that one's fun to
Yeah.
me. But as far as everything else, I mean,
I think it's just the difference between like learning, like how to learn versus what to learn. And instead of just how to pass test,
Right. That's true.
it's like how do you help a human
Yeah.
love learning?
Yeah, that's true.
And so, but I mean, those are the experiences that now can be, lessons learned.
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
All right.
Okay, last question. This is just fun.
Yeah.
I just thought, take some time to brag on your wife and say what a great job she's doing.
Aww.
That's it. Matthew, you can go first.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah. No, man, this is just literally watching you in this whole process. First of all, I feel like it just makes us closer. Yeah, I've really felt that, and it's just the bond is strengthened. And then I'm also just as a man watching you as a woman. It's like thinking about just the way the Lord created everything, including you guys. It's just so. And not trying to just like, I'm not trying to flatter or like, but it just truly is like impressive and fascinating and kind of mind blowing. I'm just like, this is amazing. You're doing amazing. There's all these other things you're doing while this stuff is like a real physical effect, that you're just carrying. But it's also super beautiful and it's like so significant. Every day is like, she's grown another half a pound. Like that's crazy. Yeah. So it's just like, I feel like it's just this, experience like no other, even from my perspective, just getting to do it, be on the team with you. But it's like, man, you're really carrying the load right now. And so just kind of just makes me want to praise the Lord. I'm just like, Lord, this is amazing. This is just amazing to be a part of and watch and stuff, and hopefully be involved in in any way I can help. So
that's amazing.
Sweet.
Let's go. So I'm thankful that we had years together before this season, and that was such a gift to me. But in the same breath, I have seen you as an amazing mom for years.
Aww.
Even when we were dating, I just saw it, I knew it, and I chose.
One of us.
I know I made the best choice in you, and I knew this was a big part of that choice. And so to see us now in this season and to see you shining, thriving, just really like not complaining through it, it's inspirational. And I'm like just super encouraged to just think that I'll get to be on the front row watching, this amazing daughter grow up with you. And I do think that you're going to be an amazing parent, mentor, instructor, but also just a best friend. You're an amazing friend, and I know that you are going to be this daughter's like best friend as well. So that's going to be really fun to watch and share. And I love you, and you inspire me every day.
I'm touched. I know. It's sweet.
I was gonna end by bragging on them as well. So, I mean, Peter's really been there for me, just like so much. I would say first trimester for me, I know it's different for everybody, but for me it was like more emotional than it was physical. And I was just like, I'm scared, I don't know what to think. I don't know if I'm ready for all this. Like, can we afford this? Like, just a lot of, I don't want to say stress, but like just a lot of unknowns. And he was very reassuring like the whole time. And, it's not come down to where I feel like we can't do this. Like, every time I tell you something, I'm very reassured thinking, we've got this. Like, also, I feel, I don't know if like the motherly instinct comes naturally to me. I know I'm like fun and I can teach and, I get those things. Like, I'm creative, I get that those things could be like fun instincts to be a mom. But I feel like we always watch the 100-Foot Journey, and there's it's basically two chefs like falling in love, and one of them is like a French, by the books chef. She's like working really hard to be this chef, and then the other guy is like an Indian like family cook, and he's instinctual. He's not like by the books. And she's like, I think you're more chef than anyone I ever met. Aww. And I feel like that about Peter. I'm like, I think you're more dad than anyone I've ever met. Like, you were, so good at this. So I feel really reassured, that you can do a better job than me sometimes. So I feel really good to have you on my team. I couldn't do it.
It's a team thing.
I couldn't do it without you. I think you're going to do amazing. So thanks so much. And for all the, I don't know, the understanding, the back scratches and trying to, show me empathy when I'm trying to go back to sleep. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
And I feel like I can't say enough about Matthew in this season. Like, you were already amazing as a husband, but then I got pregnant and I just saw this whole new side, and it was so good because it is a scary thing, and your whole body's changing, your whole life is changing, but you're just so excited, and that really made me excited because you just wanted to be a dad, and I saw that, and I knew that you're gonna be all in like I wouldn't have to do any part by myself, which is such a gift. And then you've just done everything for me. Like, you don't complain. Like, I will literally give you 1,000 tasks, I feel like, lately. And then I complain about, there's this thing you forgot to do. And you just take it with grace and you just don't complain at all. And you keep doing more. And I'm just like, I could not be doing this by myself. I couldn't be doing this without you. And some days it feels like, I'm exhausted by one task. I'm so thankful that you're there to help me pick up the slack. And then also with my whole self-image of my whole body changing, and you're just like, you are so beautiful. Like, I feel like I'm a goddess in your eyes. Like, you know.
It's so cute. I can't put into words just how cute you are. Even like that little belly, just like. It's just so precious. Yeah.
So that's also been great. I literally said recently, I was like, I don't want to not be pregnant anymore. I get everything I want. Yeah. and he was like, I'll still give you whatever you want. Yeah. But that's just really how it felt. I just felt so taken care of and protected and loved. And not that I didn't feel loved before, but, you know, it's just been this like extra special sweet season together. And even going into that, because even that was a little bit scary too, and we've talked about this, is like, this is gonna change. Like, it's just been us, and now we're adding another person, and I'm like, I don't want to share you, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But then just knowing like he's gonna love me so much and he's gonna love her so much. And I think one of the things people have asked me like is, what are you excited about, you know, in having a baby? And my number one answer is, I can't wait to see Matthew be a dad, because I think he's just going to be so good. Yeah. And I'm excited to see that. It's going to be so sweet.
Oh, agreed.
That's so sweet, baby.
And how glad are you guys that you don't have to carry the baby?
Yeah, no, it's that's definitely like, I can't complain for that. There's not that physical thing. It's just like, all these different differences. It's like, again, that's just the fascinating kind of crazy part to me, where I think about like, this is even just to comprehend it all. It's like, it's wild. And I mean, again, it's impressive that everything you guys even handle in stride, where you're like, man, you guys are tough cookies.
God knew what he was doing, huh?
Yeah.
Peter's like, yep.
No offense. I cannot imagine men having babies.
No way. Yeah. No way. Well, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. You know, it's like not even once a year. I don't know if you were on in 2023. So.
Right. It's been a while, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Peter was on recently. But
Peter was on, but we haven't had a
duo.
Yeah, duo.
Life update, interview thing.
Yeah. We'll have you back on to give a parenting update.
Yeah.
Or something at some point.
I'm looking forward to see these two girls buddy up.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. She'll have someone to learn from, so I'm excited.
No, if you think about it, there's it feels, I think, more now the difference, in terms of months, because it's just a months-long process we've been in. But when you think about it, they should. I mean, they may not be because of the calendar year or academic year, but technically they could be same grade. It's like, oh no, they're like,
probably will be.
That's like same cohort. They're like, in their perspective, they wouldn't be a different age.
Me and my best friend back home are a year apart.
Yeah. Maybe you feel like the same.
But it doesn't feel like that.
It feels like the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is not a year at all.
Yeah. And Peter's like bestie growing up was 3 months apart, right?
3, 4.
Yeah.
3. It's 3.5. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's really close.
That's going to be fun.
Right. So I feel like
they already have an instant friend,
Exactly.
Which is cool, because there are other people with kids, obviously, but this one's like a for sure thing.
For how often we're together, like doing things, it's going to be really good for them to
definitely.
All right. Well, we're about to go get after some dinner.
Some food.
So we're excited about it.
Very ready.
Yeah. Kelly and I are getting pangles.
Yeah.
So.
Left and right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any last words, guys?
You need to like, subscribe, share the Honesty Club podcast, join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's take this to the next level.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. I just always wanted to say, like, subscribe, smash every button, leave a comment. I don't know if we do that. And I, totally shout out any, ats I have, but I don't have any. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. You can I don't know. There's a video version of this on Patreon for sure, and we're not sure if there will be a video version on YouTube or not. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
In the near future, make sure you're following our page, and you'll know for sure.
Oh, yeah. And definitely leave a comment because we love to see it.
Yes. Yes. Well, yeah, we'd love to know how you guys liked the episode with our counterparts, our behind the scenes #1 listeners.
Our biggest fans.
I don't know if Peter used to listen to the podcast, but now I think he actually hears them all live.
He gets it live.
Because he's like in the adjoining office suite. So I think he hears them all live. I know Matthew listens. Yeah. So we thank you guys for all your continued support and the microphones.
Oh, yeah.
They really upgraded us this year. Yes. Yes. And we're gonna go party. So
We're going to go eat.
Yep. And then
Eat some more.
then maybe watch something after that. We gotta decide
That
what
too.
sounds good. But anyway, we love you guys, and we'll be back soon with a brand new episode. See you later. Thanks for listening today. Make sure that you're following us at Honesty Club Podcast on Instagram, or check out our website, thehonestyclub.com, to be a part of future episodes.
You can submit an idea for a topic or write in with a story for us to share.
If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, leave us a review, or share it with a friend.
See you next Thursday.